skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. You are mine. Come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. We're no kids no more. I need to feel alive in this dreadful town. I'm running out of time, and as long as you're mine, I wanna run away. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after.
Oh, I see the signs and I see we're there, and I feel the lies and I feel the sand. Forever hold, no matter if we're cast away, a fire in the dark. I know that you won't be where you will again. I know that you bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. Dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning. Oh, baby. Oh, 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 yeah, yeah. The stars falls around us, entwining us. So baby, stay with me, where the sun doesn't go down, and we will drift away until the day the world stops spinning, 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 until the day the world stops spinning. Out of the shadows, I've come to make a name. Ready for battle, 'cause I got a throne to claim. Think that I'll crumble, I'll show you in the slave. Where you see me coming, better run for cover, 'cause I'm not slowing down, I'm never going under. I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger. So meet the monster, I came to conquer. When all the smoke clears, I'll still be on my feet. Forget all of my fears, 'cause I know my destiny. I feel a champion.
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GG Bet.
Good morning, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to IEM Beijing-Haidian, and welcome to the closed qualifiers, where we're kicking things off in the Oceanic region with Chiefs versus VERTEX as part of our first round of our double elimination bracket. I'm the Eternal J. I'm joined by Dweg, my Aussie man from the land down under. He knows exactly what these teams are all about. So, my man, how are you doing today?
Yeah, look, really keen to get this started off. I think Vertigo already, we saw VERTEX taking on Ground Zero yesterday or a couple of days ago in the open qualifier, where they actually looked really rock solid. I thought that PZ was really impactful with the AWP. The utility usage was something to really keep an eye out for. And, well, at least for VERTEX, they're going to be starting up on the T side, trying to get some early round control fast into the A bomb site. The T's getting some great entries. Finally, Zeph is going to be able to find a trade back, but the T's have got complete side control.
Yeah, plant can be secured. 4-on-3 situation. T-side players backing up here for the VERTEX camp now. CTs have suppressed themselves to the moment. The bomb diffuser has been picked up on Zeph's part of things, so The hit should come through from the Chiefs in a moment's time. They're being very tentative about this, checking out all their corners into the alleyway, on towards the site. Ruffleco takes out Humongous, kicks things off. They're on the Ninja Diffuse, tapping up. They can't do the plan. They kill on towards the last, and he just sneaks it in at the last tick. Balls of steel from Zeph, and he gets the opening round for the Chiefs.
Oh, man, that was really well played there coming out for the Chiefs. VERTEX did so much right, Jay. They got some really great entries. Cross smokes went down on the side. They were able to get the bomb plan in, and Chiefs go, right, we'll just, 2v4. The retake's not really working out for us. Get the smoke onto the bomb. We've got Diffuse Kit. Just get on it. Try and pull as much of a distraction away as possible. And Chiefs steal it away. That was a really, really big clutch to come out in the defuse. And, well, for VERTEX, they're probably a little bit disappointed with that, Jay. That should have been a pretty simple pistol round for them. They are going to be able to get the Force Buy to follow, but Chiefs have now got very aggressive and trying to take some ramp control.
And there we go. Big start posted up on the board here. Big nice way in, of course, for the CT cap now, the VERTEX side. We're on the board, force back, obviously, with the rifles coming out. The bomb plant bonus is going to give them that much here. SMG set in for the Chiefs. The M4, the FAMAS, will come through. The damage has been done very early by the Chiefs side, so they have been able to hold the defensive pretty effectively so far.
I'm trying to retake this ramp control. Unfortunately, that molly towards the scaffolding position missed out. Humongous trying to get a bit of an edge on that sandbag's position, but for VERTEX, already with PZ tagged up earlier into the round, easy conversion. Ruffleco and Brace taking a bit of damage too, but Chiefs have still got a very large intent in still holding this control, but Tensai is going to be able to open up ramp. Now they find a man advantage for the T's.
The AKs can turn these trades back. That's exactly what they'll do at this stage, a 4-on-3 situation. And moving up to position, you've got Zeph over to the back of the site, looking down range towards Ali. Vex site starting to move forward, the SMG playing that contact angle around that corner, expecting T-side aggression. Flash will get him to push further forward, does not see any of the T-side forces, but hearing those footsteps. 10 seconds remaining, by the way, to this bomb plant. Campbell denied right there for the last second. He'll catch 2 players, and that should secure the round. No! The kill's coming in quick enough for the VERTEX side, and they can get their first back to the T-side board.
Oh, tell you what, I'm not sure if I like that. That's a really slow approach coming out from VERTEX. They really run down the clock. And yeah, look, they win out the round, but you've got to think if that bomb got denied like it did and they had a player that was at least playing safe, then they could have just played it on time alone. Some really great trades come out of VERTEX right towards the end, but they slowed it down. Chiefs had a gamble stack towards the A bomb site. All 3 players there. Unfortunately, even with the flash in to retake that ramp control, they get the information, but they don't see any of the contact from ramp to do more damage. And Force Buy coming back from the Chiefs. Now, we did see a couple of days ago, Jay, in the open qualifiers, a hell of a lot Force Buy victories. I think it should get cleaned up now in the closed qualifiers, but we have gone back and forward a few times so far.
Yeah, no, you're right about that, and certainly for VERTEX, they did, they didn't make good on their on their positions, with this, with those Force Buys and with what they were able to bring to the table. It should not be in this tournament. We had a lot of hopes put up for Ground Zero to beat out the VERTEX side and come up good in the open qualifiers, but VERTEX, of course, taking that victory to be here in the closed. So here with the AKs out. Force Buys coming in against their name. The CZs are going to be playing close here for Vex site. Nades on, perfectly placed to Addict, and PZ will get that kill on Zeph. CZ comes up with that first frag, not quite the second. Addict will get the trades, but so Humongous and Yan, the 5-7, waits back over at the stairs, gets an AK controller 1 versus 3 now for Addict on 13 HP, and indeed those Force Buys do come up good here for the Chiefs.
Coach IEM stepping up. I mean, look, Chiefs, the last sort of few weeks, they've had some trouble with roster moves. I'd even say like the last couple of months, they've had a lot of ins and outs. Humongous has come back into the lineup for his second return under the Chiefs banner, swapping out with Ofnu over to that advanced side. And without a 5th, IEM, their coach, is going to be standing in for a player until they can find a 5th replacement. I know that Soju a couple of weeks ago stood down to some personal, not being able to commit as much time as he would have liked. So certainly coming into this closed qualifier, Jay, with not a complete squad to say the least, but Well, VERTEX, after losing the anti-eco, are going to be forcing themselves. And there is 3 AKs on this CT side, but VERTEX did find the opening pick of the round.
And again with the force backs, good start for Tensei. Deagle down onto Yam, dealing with him. Starting us off with the right foot. Zeph will look around the corner here to the back of the B site. The Molotov's coming to try to force him out of position. It's going to be rotations called. The AK still finds a spray. Not quite a kill. Onto the first contact. Tensei will come up with that kill as a result on the Deagle. Nades on doing damage. And these rifles and pistols just rounding corners to easy frags. 3 untraded by the CT side. Vexite and Humongous 2 last standing. Back towards the CT spawn. And surely with no real chance to make anything happen here.
Yeah, it really doesn't look likely, does it? A chance to pick up that secondary AK and maybe just save here for the Chiefs. Okay, Jay. Well, I made the comment that it should be cleaned up going into the close qualifier. It seems like that's not the case at all. We have had plenty of force buys back and forward now in this matchup. And Chiefs with 2 AKs, you'd expect to go for a force themselves into the following round. Making sure they're holding on to it too. And VERTEX, they look like they wanted to go hunting. Unfortunately, not hunting over towards that A bomb site. They're not going to find anything.
2-all at this stage as VERTEX again forced the issue back to the Chiefs side. And I have to say, this is very, very similar to the way things went down in their open qualifier matchup. Very, very similar to how Ground Zero contested against VERTEX. And I know that's a good sign for VERTEX, obviously, being the underdogs in this matchup as well. Coming up with a real good opportunity to pull an upset if they can continue the war of attrition. Of course, the AKs are back in for Chiefs, and they're not going to force the buy heavily this time. They'll have Ed Kevlar for Yam on the 5-7, the Deagle coming in for Zeph, but about a $2,000 float for the Chiefs, so looking for more of a bit of a quasi-buy round than a full-blown, fully-fledged force-up. This might still work out, especially with the AKs pushing in aggressive and VERTEX not taking the mid-control.
Honestly, a little bit surprised here that they didn't force Jay. Only on 1900 loss bonus. There's not going to be a great amount of money into the following round, but they are getting a lot of information. Pushing that mid-control is they can maybe now start to backstab the T's in towards the B stairs commitment. VERTEX looking like they want to go for a B site Xe, and you've got to think for the Chiefs, it's all about the timing here.
Smokes down, taps up. 5-7 and nearest P being on the side defensive, going to have to call for backup. They are making their way in from the mid-control. Backstabs on 2 players are coming in a little bit slow, and still they don't check those corners. Yam comes up with 1 good 5-7 kill. Flashbang in to catch 2 players off. They're getting more picks back. Oh, the pistols are going to win it again. Backstab is dealt with, so rifles back in play for Vexite and Apoc. Apoc's got no Kevlar, but as Addix falls, it doesn't leave anything for Brace to work with. Held towards the corner, and force for force, but this time not major investment for the Chiefs. Eco coming out from the CT side.
Oh, Jay, and I just want to apologise for this. You know, being Australian, this is not the Counter-Strike we want to see. This is unbelievable. That was just a complete save from Cheese.
I feel like you were saying something similar the other day during the open qualifiers, Dwayne. Like,
man, this is so scrappy. Cheese, they make it work with a couple of AKs. They don't force the buy in round 5, and now VERTEX have to force. My goodness, this is really going back and forward on VERTEX's map pick of Vertigo. I tell you what, Yam as well. His pistols have been pretty nutty so far, getting a huge amount of impact towards that B site with the 5-7. Again, very strong rifle round to come out for the Chiefs. They've got the AKs backed up with the M4s. Kit's pretty much full utility sets, and for VERTEX, they've only got 2 AKs, but we have seen how strong some of these rounds can be from them.
well, Deagle's in for the moment. A much more passive line from the VERTEX side. M4 of Zeph watching his position here towards the stack area. Addict will try around the corner slowly but surely. AK spray of Apoc catches that first. Brace will pick up the AK mantle, take that trade back on Zeph's part of things. 4 on 4, 13 HP. And the T's on towards the alleyway position will make their way back out towards the A site. There's Humongous with a kill on PZ. left-hand side next to 4 as those Ruffleco go down. So it looks like finally a good rifle round will get cleaned up here by the Chiefs. Humongous, that latest frag, and Brace left alone on 13 HP, dealt with the 4 players alive for the Chiefs side.
Yeah, look, nice and simple there coming out for the Chiefs. And look, you've got to think that even going out into a map like Vertigo, it's a map that they don't play very regularly. We haven't seen them play at all in MDL this season. They're currently first with a 14-1 record. And in the times they have played it, it's been at least 3 out of the 4 times the last 3 months against Renegades, where they've just been absolutely slapped around. But Renegades being, you know, the top team in the region, there's only so much you can pull from that stat line. A 4-2 lead to come out from the CT side. Oh, APOC Dud, he can get a mountain of kills here. Oh, only gets 2 with the MP9, but Zeph's here to try and trade out. The T's only finding 1. Chiefs, easy round against the Glocks.
Yeah, nice and efficient right there with the SMG getting himself a nice couple of decent frags there. And you mentioned sort of the money being gained, like 1,200 is still a decent amount for the Chiefs side. You can see how the economy is going to build as a result. At least $2,750 across the CT players, but mostly higher than that, 4,000, 5,000, and 9,000 in the case of Vexite. AWP coming in for APOC Dud, so he could have had more if he decided to go with a regular rifle, but for the first time now, the AWPs will be out for the Chiefs. VERTEX, fast play in towards ramp, but the CT's going to respond with a similar sort of play. Race will catch Vexite, APOC Dud with his flashing, blinded off his own teammate there, gets the flash assist. And Humongous will start moving in with APOC Dud backing up. He catches vision on Tensei, gets that frag back to a 4-on-4. Sees Brace coming out here, but nice out. He takes some damage. Humongous can stay alive at this stage, though.
Yeah, that's big that he stays alive. And look, for VERTEX, that was a really great start to the round, Jay. Very fast, very aggressive to get into their ramp default, and they just catch Vexite getting aggressive. And 4 versus 4, Chiefs do a really good job of at least maintaining a man advantage by getting an answer back from Humongous. Just offering up ramp control, very passive now for the CT side, allowing a lot of map control to come through from VERTEX. And Chiefs, and 2 players this A bomb site, they've split up 2 sites each.
Zeph wrapping around towards the alley position, the AK. Keep his eyes on. Backed up by the AWP in the back lines. And Zeph's going to overextend quite far here. If he's not careful, Ruffleco could catch him off. He's going to wait back towards this corner, though, just sitting ready. Wait for the T-side feed to come through. Shoulder bait does not force a mistake, but still Ruffleco can get the kill. 4v3 now for the VERTEX. Favor, but APOC Dud turning it around of his own right. Gets PZ to drop on another kill through smoke. And it goes down next. And VERTEX quickly find the trades against their name. They're tagged up on Ruffleco. So is Humongous and APOC Dud. But Ruffle takes that face. Humongous goes falling. APOC with another smoke frag. Yam to clean up the last. What a round from the Chiefs. What a round from APOC.
And what was that? Do I hear you, Ruffleco, on Twitter again saying he's a noob? My goodness, 3 kills through smoke from APOC Dud. That was unreal, Jay. That first flick was ridiculous. Oh, Chiefs, what a defensive hold to that A bomb site. APOC Dud, take a bow. And VERTEX, well, we may have gone back and forward with the early portion of this map, Jay, but now it's 4 rounds in a row for the Chiefs.
That was mad. That was utterly mad. It's like the first 2 kills as well, he had very little information other than the execution coming in, just rough sort of like pre-fire angles. The flick was great. The second quick scope was also good. The third USP kill, fair play, because they know there was a player on the bomb site getting the bomb plant. Wow, what a round. And what a turnaround that'll be for the Chiefs side. VERTEX, despite the bomb plant, will still be seeing the pistols coming through, and the rifles will push forward, get that bomb to drop early. They know that there's a second player around here towards the T-spawn entrance. PZ will try and come in to support it, but Yam's going to start backing up because he realizes he's in an aggressive angle, does not need to be this far forward.
Oh, Yam's still doing damage, and I mean, if he looks in for a little bit more, you'd expect this bomb to get dropped. Nice, easy cleanup to come through. And it's been able to at least find a way into the B bomb site and get rid of that AWP. Very smart move from him. No way that Chiefs are going to be able to recover it. But 7 on the board. And I'm getting worried here for the VERTEX side because look, they've had some great openings. When they go aggressive out towards ramp, they get the opening map control. They normally trade out evenly, but it seems like the site executions really have been a bit of a thought in their work. So maybe for VERTEX, going continuous to have that early map control, try and put some pressure on, maybe have a bit of a fake sort of play to come through, see if you can bait out some rotations, because the Chiefs are looking really comfortable on this CT side.
Indeed they are. CT side going particularly well for them, but VERTEX are still trying to keep pace. They have had a couple of weird rounds coming in for them. Again, that back and forth force buy in the sequence in the first 5 rounds is case in point of that much here. AK's out for this next one. VERTEX being suppressed. They've got a slight HP advantage to kick things off, but no kills have gone either way so far.
Yeah, Chase. They've put the AWP out towards this ramp control of Apoc done. Flashed off angle, finds that first pick. Great opener. And he even wants to look in for a little bit more, Jay. He's looking for a secondary frag, trying to play around this smoke. Brace is just on the side of it. Bomb drop from Apoc done. Another great opening sequence from him to find the 5-on-3.
Yeah, 2 good shots. Connecting towards those frags. Humongous gets another out towards the upper stairs area. Alex and Replico, last 2 players left for the VERTEX side. The bomb on the back of one. Alex coming into support, but where do they go from here? 40 seconds of the backstab coming in from Yam. Apoc Dud is being challenged. Caught looking the wrong way at the right time, so there's one good kill, and now they have to rush the site. So they're going to try and go fast for it, splitting in both players. Now seeing Rek'Sai getting that kill back. Ruffleco turns it to a 3 versus 2. Flashbang should allow enough breathing room to get the bomb plant in of his own accord. And Zeph can't do anything from there. Yam completes that backstab, gets Alex to 4, but 3 kills so far for Ruffleco. Gets 1 more than Molotov, but Yam there to close out the kill counts. The AK coming up with a 8th round on the board of the Chiefs side.
Yeah, look, really decent recovery, in all honesty, there from VERTEX. Look, they're in a 2 versus 5. You can't expect them to do too much. They end up getting away with 3 kills and a bomb plant. So all in all, I think they can be pretty happy with how that round sort of came back into a return. But it really seems like they're having a tough time dealing with that AWP from Apoc Dud. You saw him playing the alley angle, no Molotov, the early flashbang even peeking into it. And you can see the confidence that's coming through for the Chiefs. VERTEX are going to be taking their early first tactical pause, Jay. Some words to be exchanged, because on their map pick, off to a pretty slow start, especially when you look at it from a bit more of a wider perspective in terms of the gun rounds.
Yeah, ever since those rifles really came out for the Chiefs, it's just been flying away for them. This map hasn't been a particularly efficient affair. VERTEX trying to channel their inner early map up. This was their map pick of Vertigo, and understandably so if you watched that Ground Zero game from the other day. A 16-7 result that put them here in the closed qualifiers. VERTEX to replicate that performance here against the Chiefs, but they're having a real hard time about it. That AWP shot not connecting is not going to be the best of starts. PZ doesn't take a lot of damage, and at least he tags Yam to 15, so it's something. But again, no opening kills for the early play at the T side.
Here we go. Yam's back into his prime with the AWP, or maybe not. Being down to low HP, swaps over the AWP with a teammate. The nade follows, only does a little bit more of a tickle of damage. VERTEX, though, they can be happy with the early exchanges that have come through. They've got a few players down to about half HP. There is a bit of a return here from the spam from the B side of the CTs. But for VERTEX, they're waiting for the aggression. They're waiting for the overextension to come through.
And Zeph might give that overextension here over from the CT camp, but waits back behind wood for the T side contact. And that bomb's making its way back over towards the A site instead. Through the lower bridges, Brace eyes on, expecting a boost to come through. Chiefs have not gone for that so far here in this map up, so be good timing if they went for here in this round of the VERTEX camp. 40 seconds to the clock. Slowly but surely, they'll creep further forward here. Molotov towards the back lines. They'll now know that a hit's going to come through here. The smoke's down. Not going to call in any major rotations. They've already got 3 players here to receive on the site. Nades at the ready for Rek'Sai and Humongous, ready to put down to the default plant position, I believe. That may be good enough, actually. There's one player low HP for Tensei, and they just about connect it. That causes some pressure against Vertex. They've got to pick that bomb and get it planted back up real quickly. PZ comes up with 1 kill. Ruffleco gets another kill on Humongous, with Addict chiming in. Suddenly, Apot Dud left alone. 1v4, back over towards mid. Late to the rotation, but that might save his life here.
I'll tell you what, that's impressive. That really is. Now, one thing we certainly see a lot in the European and North American scene on Vertigo T side, especially going to that A bomb site, is a lot of teams, what they'll just try and do is just fake the bomb plan out the first time and then reposition to another point at the side to bait out those HEs. Vertex went straight in for the bomb plan. The bomb got denied, but what it meant for the Chiefs is when they realized we've denied the bomb and the time's low, let's get aggressive. Vertex won some really, really great duels. They're able to catch off all players on that CT side. Now, money has been built up, so the buy invested for the Chiefs going into round 12 won't be a massive worry for them. But look, for Vertex, that's a really, really great response, and maybe that will try and help them with a little bit of confidence, Jay, just to try and see if they can bring back this deficit, trying to go into that second half.
Late 7 will still be a pretty decent T half to get going here for the Vertex side. AK's coming out here from Ruffleco, getting Vexite for 1 frag. Humongous trades it back. 4-on-4 situation. Chiefs not going to allow too much to go further forward here for the aggressive facing of Vertex. The mid control may still work out for them. Indeed, 2 players facing against Zephy goes down. 1 player falling towards stairs. Suddenly it's all the mid control, and Humongous tried to deal with it all. Spray transfers to do damage to the second. Kill on the first. PZ and Apok Dud coming up with trades of their own right. Yam and Addict will clean up the last couple of frags, and that's Chiefs with a 9th. Barely held on there by the CT side.
And I tell you what, Yam's been super impressive in the early stages of Vertigo, at least in the, like, obviously this first half. I mean, you've got to expect for him standing in to maybe not be so much a star player, but he's being a really great anchor at that B bomb side. Obviously a player that's had a lot of experience, one of the sort of lone veteran players in the AU scene that's still involved in terms of coaching. 9-3. Vertex going back into this ramp default. Early nades do mass damage to the T side.
And with this awkward buy-up from the Vertex side, you know, they need to try and keep as much health as possible, try and keep as much everything as possible, to be honest. Need a round desperately in with a Galil in play. The firepower won't aid them now with the HP disadvantage. Brace can't take face. Might be better to pass that AK off to Addict, honestly. The M4 start facing in from the A contact once again. Balls alleyway, big gap in that smoke. Vexite can't push forward of it, so we can't find the actual T contact positions. Ruffleco will make his way in. Good timing. They avoid each other, and that works well for Vertex's hit.
Oh, Zepto. Oh, Fangle. But Addict's actually going to be able to win out the opening fight, so for Vertex, they find the opening man advantage, Jay. Do they want to commit to the A-bomb site quickly or slow it down like they have done for the majority of rounds on this T side? And Chiefs, they're going to completely gamble stack up A. They're even thinking about rotating the B player over from Apok Dud.
Yeah, 3rd man on the way back out. Slow rotation, quiet rotation from Vertex. They've already baited in all the kills. You're right about that. It's a fantastic way to move in, and as they see no more T presence, the CT start to think about the reactions. They go to the back of the site. Apok Dub with the AWP in towards mid. I think he hears some footsteps now, going to try and hold them off. If he gets that bomb planted down at the right moment, that would be the chance. Flick on the first player, misses. The second one also misses out. Nade onto the default plant position, doesn't get the bomb planted to drop. They do find Brace for a 4-on-3 retake now. Vertex held into the back line here. Spray back from Yam, catches one. Top of the smoke, Tensei to fall. 3-on-3. And they're still being passive about this, Chiefs. They're running out of time with the Vertex side. Molotov's down, will try to suppress the Incendiaries, come forward to force them off of angle. Pizza comes up with 1 good frag. Addict burns, Yam gets that kill, sprays back, but the AWP comes good for the T side once again. The flicks back from Apok Dud. Not quite as good in previous rounds. And the 4th goes up to the board of Vertex.
Look, good read coming out for the T side. They realize, okay, we've got 2 picks on A, we've got a 5-on-3 advantage. We know that the Chiefs, so far in this first half, have actually gamble rotated quite a few times. So they think, okay, this is an opportunity where Chiefs may have just over-rotated to the A bomb site. If we go over to B, we could find it relatively open. Now, Chiefs did a pretty good job of at least trying to get back in time, but the numbers just not being there. And now on an eco, they try and go aggressive out from mid. Humongous is just so blind, but so is the T side. They do so much damage to start things off. And don't tell me it's going to be another pistol round victory. Oh my goodness, they've picked up 2 AKs and they've got a man advantage. And are they going to continue the aggression? PC stuck in T spawn, and finally that information's been pulled through.
Okay, they do recover it. They do recover it, but there was a moment where you thought, oh, they're going to win this, and they're going to pull this back. There's no way we should even be in a 1-on-2 situation right now, even for the Chiefs. PZ ends up with a 3K overall, but VERTEX, so much damage sustained. That might hinder the buy going into the last round here. Then there might be some limited utility basis for some players. Alex going to have to think about what he's going to buy. Passed off the AWP. I thought for a second he bought into it because he had the perfect amount of cash for it. But yeah, only one piece of limited utility set here for Tensei, so it's not the worst buy in the world. But Chiefs in with their regular rifles. All out for Apoc Dud. For Marcin, for Zeph's going to keep them a little bit limited, at least for the CT camp. VERTEX to have a chance to bring back that 6th round here in this map.
Ooh, this time around though, it's actually early damage goes the way to the CT side. Vexite's been able to get into the smoke, and he's got so many players around him. He's able to line them up and get 3 kills. Drop that bomb. Vexite making such a huge play on 1 HP. Gets out of there, picks up the AWP, and even makes it a 4K.
Unbelievable from Vexite. On for the ace, 1 point of health, 1 more kill will do it, and Addict realizes this. Man alive, what a flank play. VERTEX did not even see it coming. Addict, bomb's not even on his back, but he gets a fantastic shot. Now needs to read out the right positions of Vexite. At the right moment, it's the AWP shot that connects, gets the ace to close out the 10th for Chiefs and secure a fantastic CT half as we go towards a short break. They have the advantage above VERTEX. We'll come back for their CT side and see if they can recover.
Don't care too much, as long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much, we got time, no rush. In your eyes I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes I always feel different. Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. We will never be the same. And as long as you are mine, come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't know understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching.
10-5 is the half advantage for the Chiefs. VERTEX in a really awkward spot. Their T-side did get mopped up by some great individual plays, some great individual players, and the team of the Chiefs coming out with a 5-round lead going into the pistol of their T-side. Utility for APOC done on Vex site here. Very heavy utility setup here, but it may be good enough for the execution.
A great 10th round being won from Chiefs to close out the half to an ace to come out for Vex site against VERTEX on Vertigo, Jay. And going into the pistol, we've got a couple of sets of utility up for the Chiefs. PZ on the CT side with him and Brace. And they're just playing a retake A setup, actually, for VERTEX. Just having Roffelco playing towards the sniper's nest. So as soon as this utility comes through, they can maybe start to rotate at least a single member. But they're actually going to stay and sort of have a double mid setup. So this will be retake A from VERTEX.
And USP taps up for Roffelco in the back lines, but can't get any kills. Just damage done to several as Zeph overwhelms, pushes forward, gets that first, tags up to the second, flicks back to the third. He's dealing with so much presence of the CT side on his lonesome, and able to fend them off here from the site retake. The bomb plant will go down as a kill comes through to a 4 versus 4, but Yam gets the trades back to the advantage. Secondary frag, they haven't checked his back position. Addicts will get the trades together, but now as he falls, leaves it all to his teammate at PZ, Humongous with his 2 picks. And that will close it out for the Chiefs. Pistol going the way of the T-side.
Now, just a little sort of element there from what the Chiefs did in their setup. We saw Zeph got very aggressive and was trying to take fights on the rotating players out from mid. Now, he sort of went back to that little box underneath the sniper's nest. Now, going in there, he had Yam as a teammate that was just holding that angle. So because Zeph actually swings out after the contact's been made, they just expect that position's completely, like, no one's there. Because otherwise, why would Yam not swing? He does a really great bait and switch play, and VERTEX just do not check that angle whatsoever. 11-5, another force fire coming in for VERTEX to start off the second half. Now, I'll tell you what, Jay, if anything is similar like this first half, we could have quite a roll of back and forward rounds.
We saw the early forces coming out back and forth for each respective squad, so VERTEX could be in a real good spot to do some damage here. We've seen them win out rounds like this in the past, not just against the Chiefs, but against other squads as well. Scout hoping to catch something here for PZ in that back line, but nothing being seen so far. Roffelco will take that damage to return to Zest part of things, 54 HP. Versus 57. And 53 seconds to the clock here. Chiefs do need to make the hit happen eventually. They are stacked up towards the ramp position. Very little info being given up to the VERTEX side, so as the smokes go down, they can read this execution as standard. Molotovs forcing PZ off angle as Brave takes that first casualty. Zeph doubles up, so 5-on-3 gain, making it 2 as Vex site kills off Tensei.
And PZ and Addict left to try and retake. There's a flying Mac 10 in the air to come out from Vex side. And that's gotta hurt. That really does. Addict's probably best bet is to just hold on to this Deagle and Kevlar, bring it into the next rounds. And Chiefs, though, getting off to a good start in this second half. Winning the anti-eco means that we're not going to have these back and forward force buys. Oh, no. They don't even get a kill. APOC Dud cleans up with 2 HP, so 12-5. I tell you what, Jay, I sort of looked at this series before we started and thought, okay, you know, probably go 3-map affair. Chiefs should be able to win it out on Inferno, but now looking at a scoreline at 12-5 on VERTEX's map pick and Vertigo, like this is just leaning to a very simple 2-0 for the Chiefs.
Indeed it is, and I mean, like, I don't mean to be the harsh one of this one, but it kind of can be expected to a certain extent. Again, VERTEX should have been out in the open qualifiers. Like, this spot, by all accounts on paper, should have been going the way of Ground Zero if they weren't, like, you know, if they didn't choke it during the open finals.
Yeah.
You know, like, VERTEX didn't expect to be in this position, and they didn't expect to be in this matchup. So seeing them sort of get trounced like this against the Chiefs, who are, I think, as you mentioned before we went live today, you know, one of the top 4 teams in the, you know, one of the top 4 teams in the region. Like, yeah, for VERTEX, obviously, it's always going to be a tough challenge in that respect, and it's turning out to be the case right here.
Yeah, and as well too. I mean, this is a weakened Chief side. Humongous has only joined back in the roster only a handful of days ago. They've got a coach standing in, so even though it is a top team in the region, they are coming in with a relatively less experienced side, at least on paper today. We're going into a very fast mid to B split though, out through the construction position. It's going to be added to the first one to fall. The trade does come out. The cities are doing damage. Tensei is still doing work, and now Apok and Humongous are trying to bring this back. They have now down to a one-man disadvantage, but they're still looking to try and find some more impact. But unfortunately, it all goes down to Humongous. 1v3 for him to try and bring this back. There may be a way into this A bomb side, but for VERTEX, they know exactly where he is.
AK standing at the ready. Might catch off some players. I mean, he's got a direct line into the A side, so if you can get back behind that default position, you get a bomb plant in and might be able to fend off some of the CTs, but holding onto this 1v3 clutch, it is going to be a difficult task for Humongous. I mean, at 100 points of health, I would have given him a little bit of credit, but at 50, it would be a tough graft at least to get 2 frags on the board. PZ might give up his life though, his back's turned. It's all down to timing at this stage for the CT side. If they can make one mistake, Humongous could sneak his way into position. You can see Rothfuck's pretty ready for this though, just shoulder baiting out of the stat position and the CT spawn lineup. And eventually we'll just catch him as he leans in from the back lines, and there you go. AK's recovered on 2 players to the VERTEX side, a 6th claimed by the CT forces. The deficit has grown though. Chiefs are still in the lead by a margin, and they've got another buyback here for round 20.
Yeah, look, for VERTEX, I think there's a really good cleanup. They put a lot of intent in trying to deal with that split out through connector. A lot of damage came through from the nades and incendiaries too. And Chiefs, though, get a strong buyout going into round 20. AWP on for Apok. Dud AKs for the rest of them. VERTEX not having too much of an aggressive standpoint towards this ramp position. Peasy trying to see if he can find anything with the spam, but with a little bit of counter utility, they've just forced the CTs really far back. Oh my goodness.
And there's Zeph with a kill on Ruffle. Brace and PZ ready to hold off the alley position. No one's watching the main entrance though over the ramp position, so the AWP will start to slowly face in from Apok. Dud look for contact. You see that piece of utility. The flick does not land at the head. A very tight shot to hit, so flick's not found. 5 on 4. There's Zeph to get it to 3. AUG sprays through, but wished the spray harder than Apok with that shot. Addict comes up with 2 frags to return though, so 3-on-2 situation. The AWP of Apok Dud ready for a flick back, does not catch that next contact. And the Molotov and flashes will force the CTs to fall back a little bit here. The bomb plant can be secured. It's a bit passive at the moment, still weighing the sandbag. He's got 45 seconds. We have to get that bomb plant in. And VERTEX starting to back off, thinking about a potential flank that may be in play here.
They've got to make a decision. Do they want to go for it, or do they want to save? There's not a lot of money into the reserve, so losing this retake will reset the money line for the CTs. Addict, oh, the swing coming out, can't find anything onto Yam, and now it's all down to Tensei to see if he can win this out. Apok done, posted on angle with the enemy. Oh, they line up for damage, Jay. Yam gets taken down to 27 points of health.
Possible for Tensei at this moment here, but no utility, so can't nade onto that position, can't incendiary or smoke up the alleyway. If he was able to do that, he would suppress the main entry point. Both the Chiefs have decided to make their way into this position. Tap up on the bomb. Yam to peek, Humongous to follow suit. He gives up his position though. Time's running short though. Tap on the bomb, second face. Humongous will take that swing and a hit. And 14 to the board of Chiefs ESC. 2 away from victory here, and the money is just not looking good for VERTEX. They can go for a force up, they cannot go for a full buy.
Yeah, look, wow, they're forcing. I don't like this. I think it's a tough call. It's a tough call. You're gonna, if you save, you're giving up 15 rounds and you're giving up map points and cheese. If you force here and you lose it, you go, right, map's done. If you win it, you go, right, there's a chance back in. So it is a tough decision to make. It's a little bit risky, but they've decided to go for it. It's go big or go home in this kind of round.
AK's AWP's out against no M4s actually for VERTEX. The AUG's in the PZ, but you know, pistols on 1, SMGs on 2 for Mouse on another. The setup from VERTEX leaves a lot to be desired, I feel like. And Zeph with that opening kill drops the first of Roffelco. PZ, Apoc Dud peeks in, catches his headshot. Did not even need to do that with the AWP, but it works anyway. 5v3 situation. VERTEX have A site access. They don't know it just yet, but as soon as they push in, they'll see no resistance from the CT camp. Tensei and Addict will move around towards the back lines, try to see if they can push into the back and backstab, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't mean much. Chiefs have got this position on lock. They now have the site, they have the bomb plant. This should be 15-6.
Yeah, just an instant save there coming out from VERTEX. They realised, right, let's just gamble stack over at B and hold on to our weapons. We know they've taken A site control. Zeph and Apoc Dud getting some really great entries. That AWP shot was nasty. And the hunt's on. The Chiefs realise we don't have a great amount of economy, but it's certainly going to be great if we can take any of these members out. Off angle coming out from the MP9 can offer up an AK to be given up to the CT side. But 15 on the board for the Chiefs. 1 round away, Jay, from taking us to Mirage with a victory on Vertigo.
Need a big round. Set up match point, or map point, I guess, for the Chiefs side. I mean, it may almost be match point at this stage with how effectively they have dispatched VERTEX. Of course, the rebuy coming in with the AKs, the M4, the FAMAS, and the Deagle in for Brace. He's forcing up to an M4 of his own right, so still something coming out, of course, for the VERTEX camp. Still mostly every player with automatic weapons. The force does look better than the last round force up for the CT camp, but most of that is down to save weaponry. So AKs, AWP in the Chiefs. Full-blown buy, set and ready to receive. And taps up from Yam, gets Tensei to fall first. Addict from us in, sees that AK. No idea the second player that's right around the corner from him. Flash in, sees that one, gets that kill. Swing out from Yam, gets his double up though. B site now has access to the T side.
Oh, Yam's just doing even more damage. He makes it a 4K, and the coach standing in is just won this round for the Chiefs. Brace is the last one left. I can't believe the performance we have seen from Yam today. 26 kills and 11 deaths. He's looking for the ace, Jay. He's not quite going to get it, but he's taking Brace down so low.
Yeah, 19 HP, M4 in a 1-on-2. For a 4K clutch for Brace. Molly's going to burn, make his way up here from the stat position. Nade's going to be evaded at least, so they get away with that much. But Orbs watching the angle, Apoc Dud ready to receive it. They heard the footstep. There's no kit on Brace either. Does burst through, get that one frag. Smoke down towards cross position, but Vexite could just spam through. Tap on the bomb once again. Could have stuck that whole thing. Vexite's going to spam back though and get that final frag. 16-6. Domination from the Chiefs in that one. And again, to reiterate my point from a couple rounds ago, like, it's not too surprising to see this. VERTEX up against one of the top 4 teams in the region, and it really does show. You know, like the Chiefs are not here to mess around. They're here to get that spot in the qualifier because you know, they're a team that rightfully, I think, should be in the Oceanic tournament for Beijing-Haidian.
Yeah, no, look, absolutely. And you've got to think there are some disappointing elements. The 2 times that these guys have faced each other head-to-head in MDL, it's been overtime twice in Season 35 and 34. So we've seen close games between these two. I think another disappointing element was, where was the utility damage? When we saw VERTEX on CT side against Ground Zero a couple of days ago, the HE nade stacks were fantastic. They were doing so much early damage. I didn't see any of that in this game at all. It felt like it just wasn't the same team, Jay.
Yeah, and I mean, it can sort of be a bit respectable in that sense. Again, you know, like, you take a look at what they have on in the server, and on paper you would have weighed up the Chiefs anyway. Like, I think you mentioned as well at some point that, you know, the Chiefs thrive in the best of 3 environment, and certainly on a map like Vertigo, VERTEX definitely bit off more than they could chew. Would have hoped to have some sort of contest like they did in the past, but unfortunately for them, they drop out of their own map pick. Mirage is up next. They've not played it against the Chiefs before, so as we head to a break, the outlook does look dire for the VERTEX side. As we go towards that short break, we'll be back after this very short one and come up with map 2 of our best of 3 series.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
On Intel Extreme Master Certified PCs, you'll find a gold badge. It means you'll find brilliance inside, that you'll get high-grade components like Intel Core i7 and i9 processors that'll deliver the uncompromised performance you need to game like a pro. Not to mention, every purchase supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Intel, unleash your brilliance.
My name is Trace Saranthus. I am building a PC for Jordan Gilbert.
My goal was really to get something that was no compromise, super powerful, and ideally not built by Trace.
Yes, thank you so much, Jordan Gilbert. You know, we don't make mistakes around here. We made happy accidents.
I got a booster seat here. Enter now for a chance to win one of 3 PCs built by me, Jason, or Trace.
I survived the pain, I know it made me stronger.
They're looking at us in audience, keep telling us what we can do, but here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this, yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they all say. They think we're out of control, yeah, truth be told, we know it, it's just the way we live, we own it, 'cause that we love the thrill, we know it, it's just the way we live, we're grown-up kids. They're looking at us in audience, keep telling us what we can do, but here we are, showing them, making them wish they were you. We've heard the most when it comes to this, yeah, every shade of blue, but don't even care what they all say. They think we're out of control, yeah, truth be told, we know it, it's just the way we live, we own it, 'cause that we love the thrill, we know it, it's just the way we live, we're grown-up kids. It's just
I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I call the shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, not everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stopped till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I'm not a savage, you've been distracted, your best my average. There's a reason for that's a fact, so they snapping back, mad at the fact that I don't have a backup plan. I ain't need that, outworking everybody when I relax, so I ain't tripping about none of y'all feedback. Every day I wonder when I'm gonna peak at, and that's why you count your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, not everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stopped till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. Shots in the man with the plot and we only go bombs away. Ain't no one protecting my mind as a weapon, that's why I'ma dominate. Taking advantage of every second, now I ain't got time to waste. They all tryna sign my name, they want me to sign my name. Counting your blessing while I count that in my winnings. We take 50s and 100s and throw them up to the ceiling. Everything I envision, not everybody gon' witness. Only difference between us is I ain't stopped till I finish. Yeah. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now. I always wanted the world, I wanna conquer the world right now. I feel on top of the world, I feel on top of the world right now.
I fell apart when I saw you look at me that way. It broke my heart to see. It was a moment of darkness, a moment in time that I regret for being so heartless. It was a moment of, a moment of, a moment of darkness. Look at me that way. It broke my heart to see. It's too hard, it don't come easy. I went dark, I lost it right away. And when it starts, God knows what I'll say. In my head, I had good reason. I went red so unexpectedly. I should have said that sometimes happens to me. It was a moment of darkness, a moment in time that I regret for being so
Embrace your destiny, slay your enemy, raise a legacy. No more apologies, trust your abilities, gather the energies. Pull yourself back together, been staying off track forever. Child of the nation, will seek redemption, time for salvation. Today is meant to be day of victory, time for history. Reverse the tendency, fight the entropy, channel your rivalry. You're praying for fortune to come, you're hearing the sound of the drums. It's too late to backtrack, but pack your bag now. Keep your feet on the road and stand up. You've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, up. You've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, up. You've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Go save your team, be a hero. Take home the cup, be a star. They waiting for you, take aim, shoot your arrow. It's your time to shine, show them who you are. Stronger, gotta go faster, gotta get better, gotta work harder. It's fight or flight now, get up now. Go with the move, go for the goal, lead up the stadium, you know how it's done. Stand up, up, got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, up, got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you back out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back. Don't stop until you black out, out, out. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you got and show them how to make a miracle. Stand up, you've got what it takes to fight back, back. Don't stop until you black out, out. Give all you
Intel Extreme Masters is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, Mountain Dew Game Fuel, DHL, and GG Bet.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the IEM Beijing close qualifiers here for the OC region. We're getting into map 2 between Vertex and the Chiefs. If you're just joining us, well, you missed out map 1, which was a stomper for the Chiefs side, picked by Vertex, but not really going too efficiently for them. However, their CT side here of Mirage, things will look to try and change things up as the Chiefs lean in towards the apartments. Look at Tensei, has no idea how many players are around this corner, and he's going to just get absolutely decimated by Zeph. Quick headshot to the B-side execution. Chiefs going to start things off with their post plan.
Boosting Brace up. Now, they've got very quick into these rotating positions, but Yam is at least going to be able to trade out the first. Attic finds one on the CT side, and they've got PC in the backlines, but him being dinked down low to 7 HP, he's getting pressured from all different angles, needs to keep falling back, and they're running out of time, they're running out of players. Chiefs overwhelm this B bomb site, overwhelm the rounds, and Attic is now in a 1 versus 4 to try and bring this back. This is surely all but over. A nice flick onto Vertex, onto Vex, I should say, onto the side, but Chiefs get away with a really simple pistol round, and the early aggression from the CT side was just punished immediately from that swing of Zeph.
Yeah, and I mean, the apartments control could have been a decent idea if they left the default in play there for the CT cam, but the fact that they didn't, and the fact that the Chiefs just went full frontal towards the B site is going to cause some problems for them, to say the least. And yeah, out to the force buy already for the Vertex side. Pistol going the way of Chiefs. He's the Mac 10s in. We should be able to do with most of the players, of course, with lack ahead Kevlar on the 4 individuals. But again, we've seen where these Deagles can go before Dwayne. And Vertex did step up the war of attrition against Chiefs in the past. So seeing how well they will contest right here is going to be a fun little prospect. 2 players with smoke set and ready towards the site's execution. Downrange, Ruffleco with PZ ready to receive them coming out of the gate here now. The Molotovs are down, the flashes coming over, the nades on to try and suppress, and Addicts will not be able to get all of the frags early on here, but he will just try to suppress them for a little bit, hold them back for the moment. Zeph with that opening kill will allow the connector control to fall away. PZ does come up with a good kill to return though, so 4v4, the bomb plant will look to get planted here.
A complete gamble stack now towards the A bomb site, and for Chiefs, they put the early smokes down in the site execution, but now they're kind of stuck in the side, and players are still trying to peek out from the CT side. Yam's going to find the response, but there are a few players that are incredibly low and tagged up for this T side. Cam try and push it towards CTs. They poke dud, but he only finds 1. It's now just down to 2 for the CTs.
Shots down. PZ dealt with 10 stay left alone. Vexite with a swing and a hit. Nice and easy from the power position. Team ace from the Chiefs. 2-0 to start things off. And the force buy does not quite get as far as Vertex would have wanted it to. It doesn't quite go for the full-on, round victory. Still going to be good enough at the very least to do some sort of damage to the Chiefs side. And Mac 10s will come back in once again. The rifles reinvested, so the money will be looking a little bit low. But if Chiefs get away with a solid 5 alive scenario, then it still should be a pretty decent setup for them.
I'd expect so. I mean, a round like this, they can't really lose more than 1 player you would expect. The pistols out from short do get away with 1, actually 2 kills, so not bad at all for Vertex. Ooh, almost a 3rd, and actually, well, they get a 3rd. Vexite has just taken down his teammate of Humongous, so, and actually a pretty expensive round considering the investment, and now the double orbs are coming out for Vertex. Now, we saw this come out a fair bit against Ground Zero in the open qualifier. Didn't see it at all in the first map, though, of this series.
3-0. Chiefs getting right involved, of course, with the very early sort of pistol and conversions. The rifles coming out here for round 4, so the double orb setups coming into Vertex. First time in this series, and very early on in this map, Brace will drop Vexite, kick things off with a kill. M4, edge of the smoke. First frag found, he backs right off towards the short control. Ruffleco will get driven out of the connector area, taking some damage from the Molotov. Bullets fly right past him, but shots not being found. 5-on-4 scenario. Apok Dud will turn it back to evens. He moves in from the short control. They think it may still be the apps pop. Brace can't see anything towards the short control, and Zeph will take out Ruffleco on connector. PZ gets dealt with over on the market rotation, and Brace here towards Trot, got to do it all. Gets only 1 frag for his trouble. Addict left alone on the retake.
Yeah, he's got us instantly saved. 1 versus 3, not even in a rotating position. It's not worth it. Chiefs, again, looking very, very comfortable, Jay. 4-0 for them on the T side of their own map pick of Mirage. Now, just pulling up a couple of statistics of Yam. Obviously, both on Vertigo, I should say, putting up a 1.77 rating. The last time, Jay, we saw him putting up a higher rating than that was when he was playing on Tainted Minds, and that was back in August of 2018. So it's been a couple of years since we've seen a high rating like that for Yam. But look, he was such an important element for them on that first map. And look, going into the second of Mirage, it seems like across the board, it seems like everyone's been the one to step up.
Yeah, 4-0 Chiefs. Monster start so far in this one. Nice frag numbers being posted across the average numbers overall for the high fraggers. 5 and 4 frags for 4 players over on the T side line. A lot of eyes obviously on Yam for good reason due to his manic performance in that last map, going I think near 30 kills and far and away from any of the other players in that last map up. So definitely looking at him to be the main fragger, or in tradition not to be, obviously, as you mentioned, standing as the coach. But 2-for-1 trades out here. The T side moving up here. Humongous gets another secondary frag. Tensei and Ruffleco. 2 players standing. Chiefs have the site, have the plant. probably have the round as well.
Tensite, seeing if he can just do any kind of exit damage. Rufflecoat, the lurkout from Palace, can come behind through this ramp position. That's where Zeph is with the AK. VERTEX only getting away with a single kill. Chiefs get away with 5 rounds. And you've got to expect that there's an opportunity for double AWPs to come through again. VERTEX have tried it once already on Mirage. Wasn't too successful. They're going to have a try at it a second time around, Jay. See if they can maybe come out with a little bit of a different outcome in terms of a round victory.
VERTEX with the AWPs out, the M4s and the AUG, of course. AKs and AWPs in for the Chiefs side. The CTs will move closer to position. Going around here towards the short control for 2 players over on the B side play. The mid position is being taken by the Chiefs. The Tensei's already been tagged up heavily. 47 HP from that apartment's face of Yam. Spray is good on the AK, and Chiefs themselves backed up for the moment. Still playing passive around these default positions. They know that they can still lose to these double AWP setups, so giving VERTEX the full amount of respect here in this matchup.
Yeah, this mid control coming in for the Chiefs has been very easy, and the reason for that is the CTs have not put really any presence out towards this mid control, no intentions to try and take it away from the T side and take some fights. Now, they do have a 3-man stack towards this B bomb site, which is a little bit unorthodox, but Brace isn't going to be able to find the opening kill and even gets that bomb, so information's massive here for VERTEX.
The nade damage as well against Vexite and Zeph may set up a good opportunity. His Tensei falls. Brace is left to do all the damage. Backup has arrived in Rufflecoat, but Brace gets 3 kills. Humongous now standing alone with 3 to 5 of his own right. He's got that first frag for a 1v4 clutch. AK backed up to the site. Bomb's been dropped in the open. Swings in on PZ. The AWP will drop him the last frag. But Brace on B site. Very well played to the defensive.
What I love there too from Brace is that he felt, it looked like he felt very comfortable. We saw him take the opening duel out towards the short position, drops that bomb, gets back into the default box position, and he doesn't panic. You know, he's got a couple of angles to check, pressured from both the apartments and that short angle, ends up getting away with 3 kills. And you see Rufflecoat playing bench, all he's doing is waiting. As soon as that peek comes out from PZ, he can swing out and trade on each other's contact, but the AWP shot comes through, and VERTEX are able to get their first round on the board, Jay. So finally being able to have a bit of contention going into Mirage, but they need to find a follow-up because the Chiefs are going into another gun round.
Oh, APOC done. APOC slap addict. Just take it straight out of the game like that. And Chiefs kick things off with a very good frag here in round 7. Upper PZ trying to respond to his own right, but there's no way he's going to pull anything as flashy like that out of the hat. Might be able to hold some short defensive. Humongous is dealt with by Brace, swapping sights this time into the ramp control. Frag found, but he's left alone here towards the A site with all the angles to cover off. They're converging in from all different positions. Molotov will get the info, force him back out into the open. Rufflecoat will find a kill back on Zeph. Vexite gets him, and Yam gets Brace to fall next. So 3-on-2 scenario. Chiefs will have the site once again.
Yeah, look, Brace, he was so pressured there. There was some really great crossfires coming out for Chiefs. You could see trying to make their way up through Connector. They had a player out from ramp, one in through jungle. They were just everywhere. And PZ, 2v2. I mean, look, this is still doable for VERTEX. The thing is, though, Jay, do they want to go for this? 2 versus 2, it's double AWPs on the retake. They have changed one of those AWPs over to an AK, and even a wraparound's coming out from APOC Dud to wrap into that short position to get eyes onto the bomb. And you've got to think, the CTs, are they going to read this?
AK spam, flash over APOC Dud with a wraparound, gets that backstab together, gets it to a 1 versus 1. Bomb out in the open. PZ's got that kit, got to stick the whole 5 seconds at this stage, and APOC Dud reads it like a book. Another smoke kill for him here in this matchup for the Chiefs. 6th now to the T side board. Brilliant stuff being posted up so far by the favourites, and again, with the favourites in control, you can imagine that this match looks to continue to go that way. T side pickups are going wonderfully for them. VERTEX are down to the half buy.
And down to pistols. Not too much of an investment. A couple of bits of utility, some armor. But for Chase, I mean, even a Mac 10 investment to come through for Yam to see if he can farm up a bit of money. No head Kevlar on any of the players for the CT side. And, well, running into B, I'm going to try an entry out. And PZ is going to find the opening kill. So a great start to come out from the CTs, but how much more can they find? If they can take down Yam, that could be a start towards B, but the MAC-10 is still doing damage. Goes over to the Glock. Oh, Yam looking on fire today.
I mean, given the performance in that last map, I'm not too shocked. But wow. What a showing there from the Chiefs player. MAC-10 spraying Glock taps to the head and tagged up players being dealt with so effectively. PZ grabbing that AK, dropped on Humongous's part and just saving it into the next round. What would be great is if Yam makes his way out from connector and gets this final frag to pick up a free AK and just keep all the main weapons in check. He snuck his way around. PZ has not given up any info. Oh, timing. He hasn't seen him. He hasn't seen him. Oh, Yam, are you serious? Oh, that is... that is like a black mark on what was otherwise a fantastic round there from Yam.
And just hiding in plain sight, and he gets away with it. And look, this is a really big statement for the Chiefs, right? To sort of say, look, we're invited to the closed qualifier. Why weren't we invited to the main event? And you've got Renegades, Order, and Avant that were invited. One team from the closed qualifier is going to make their journey through to that 4-team finale. 7-1. Chiefs going very quick into this A bomb site. No waiting whatsoever. PZ with the NWP is going to at least find a bit of a response, but the aggression only continues.
Well, Trey is going well enough for the Chiefs side. Molotov to force Brace away. That's a bit too far back, so he won't get forced out of this corner. Here to the smoke, just waiting and baiting, hoping for a good player to force too far forward and for the kills to continue to fall the way of the VERTEX side. The Chiefs at the moment, they have the control set up here. Nades on Humongous will fall. That's Brace back to a 3-on-3. Tensei starts to move in as Rockford gets dealt with. AWP spotted out here by Tensei. Another good frag for him. Looking for a second one. There it is on Yam. And Vexite left towards connector. Smokes back down. Molotov's into the smoke for some reason or other. Spray goes a bit awkwardly. He gets the kill. Can't grab the last. The Glock was out. Brace was on 9 points of health. But he does secure the round for VERTEX just by the skin of his teeth.
Well, look, they get away with it, and you saw for Vexite, he was the only player that started to wrap around to that short position. Unfortunately for the Chiefs, the players on the site really weren't able to get some decent trades. It meant that Vexite was in a 1 versus 2, spamming through that smoke, got very, very close to being able to take out the diffuser, but and not enough damage, can't clutch out the round. And, well, for VERTEX, they're able to claim a second onto the board, but it looks like another setup for an A execution to come through for the Chiefs.
Straight into position here over on the Palace position. 3 players set up, 2 more down over at ramp. Very quick pop-out setup here from the Chiefs' side. They're putting some Molotovs and flashes down. Alex seen towards Dark. Isolated. Gets that kill away. Humongous should find the trade, but Rocco there towards side. Gets himself 2 frags. Trying to make it 3. The spray transfers so much damage. Brace had to support it, but Apoc done. Comes up with 1 good kill. Bomb dropped in the open for him, though. Needs to find 3 more good faces with the orb. Unfortunately, it looks like the VERTEX side don't want to give it up to him.
No, they don't need to. They even tries to pick up that bomb. Spam coming through for Brace. What a hold to come out from VERTEX. And for the Chiefs, look, maybe they need to go back to their mid defaults. It seems like these site executions are being punished from the CTs. A triple Palace play to come out from the T's, and well, for VERTEX, they just set up a really good crossfire. I mean, even for Addict, the molly goes into under Balk, and he still gets away with a kill. Does so much damage in a position where he really shouldn't be able to do anything. An eco to come out, and maybe a bit of a comeback can come through for this CT side.
Yeah, now we've got the pistols in, the orb shot connecting for PZ. Good shooting here towards the mid position. Does get dealt with by Vexite, and if that was against the main rifles, that would have been massively impactful for the VERTEX camp, but of course, not much resistance being thrown up by the Chiefs, so Yam and Vexite expected to lose that round. Facing 1v1, unfortunately, not quite as confident from the Chiefs side, but again, rifles to come through in round 12, so let's see what they can do in that round.
Nice shooting there coming out from PZ, who put up one hell of a performance, to say the least, against Ground Zero to qualify to the closed qualifier. Yam will get one with the Deagle, but that is all that he'll find. VERTEX site on the site, can't find anything either. So a 4th round does go the way of VERTEX. You've just got to think, Jay, how much further are they going to bring it back? Actually, it's VERTEX taking a tactical here. A little bit surprising. You would have thought that maybe it might be the Chiefs side, but no, it's actually the other way.
Indeed, yes. Timeout being called for VERTEX. Moments respite at this moment. I guess they've realized that, yeah, we got a good round in, and the eco turned around off the back of that. We've had a 3-round win streak so far, but the main thing for them is trying to keep it on track. So, a moment's respite to figure that out. Obviously, trying to stack up against the Chiefs as much as possible. Be 2 away from matching their previous round record from the last map up. So, we'd like to at least try and hold a better performance than Vertigo. The AWPs in, the M4s, the AKs back out for the T side. The Chiefs out towards the mid control early on here. Also VERTEX also pushing far forward of this. Look at how far Addict wants to make his way up on that short position, that short wall. Sitting in the midst of the smoke, leaning in towards the T side entries. Is he going to try and push forward of it? He's not at the moment. He's just going to lurk, try and hold the contact and this map control.
He needs a flash from his teammate to try and get him in. That's the first kill, but he can't find any more. A really aggressive play coming out from Addict, and it does decently to find that first kill, but no more than that's to come through. This is going to be one hard flick to come out from PZ. Seeing the gun barrels, that's just around the corner, and PZ's going to capitalize on it. Another strong start to a gun round to come out from VERTEX.
A lot of heavy mid-control coming out from the defensive, with Chiefs heavy sort of mid-takes coming in. It's going to work wonderfully for the defensive line. Chiefs have met their match, it seems. 1v4 now for Yam, and as fantastic as he's been so far today, unfortunately, it's not going to be enough to take one back above the VERTEX side. 7-5 now for the T lead. 2 rounds to that lead for the VERTEX side. And I do have to admit, the VERTEX counter to the Chiefs has seemingly just been to put all their forces into that one position that Chiefs are taking. So if they try and fake a mid control, then they can just walk out into the A side just due to the nature of how many players are watching that. 4 in total from the connector in mid facing. So there's a bit of a theory to work with there. Whether it comes out in practice is yet to be seen. Chiefs are not going to go for that practice right now. Deagle's in for the next round, and Eco coming through, and they are stacked up to the apartments, going for the standard B here.
Good jump spot out from Van. Gets information straight away. Nade to follow. Even Brace could put down an incendiary. You've got to expect Chiefs won't fire much into this. Waterfall out towards the B bomb site. Can they even get out to the side? They will be able to find a couple of Deagle kills. 3 versus 3. They've now opened up the chance for a bomb plan, and Zeph picks up an M4. He's getting very aggressive too.
This is not going to be the round where Chiefs bring this comeback. Okay, good. Roffelco gets Zeph, so keeps things back on track. Vexite trying his best, catches Roffelco, but doesn't do the kill damage. We'll take him to 9 points of health, so Apoc may have an easy frag to find, but covered off most of his smoke. Spray's good for 1. Swing out on Addict. There it is, M4. Final frag. Diffuser come through. Damage being done by the Eagles, though, so Chiefs have that much. 7-6. Single round difference. The rifles coming right back in for the Chiefs. Of course, this buy-up being bolstered. There it is. AKs, AWPs coming up nice and effective.
Yeah, look, really expensive round, too. They get away with 3 kills, a bomb plant, they're on max round loss bonus, so there's plenty of money to work with. Even going into round 19, if they lose this, Jay, they have made sure that they don't invest absolutely everything that they've got in the reserve. Fast out from mid. Very aggressive standpoint towards this A-bomb site for the CTs. Now, this could allow a bit of a walk-in through connector. You see PZ with the AWP towards the top of Con, holding down the angle. Now, for the Chiefs, we haven't really seen a lot of plays into this window position. They've been able to boost a player up of Zeph. Hasn't seen anything, but Yam's seen death. Oh, the timing on that.
He's wrapped all the way in the backstab. They have an inkling about this. Brace is watching, and indeed will catch that frag. 5 on 3 situation. Chiefs all pushed up against it. Look at Tensei, ready for the 3-man spray down. 7-all to the board. And last of the first half. The rebuy coming in for the T-side line. The AK's out. They've still got enough money in the bank for this one, but they were getting picked apart there by Vertex. They have found their confidence in this one.
Now, when we saw the boost up towards window, we saw PZ making his way through jungle. I don't know if he actually saw him. I didn't think he did, but they obviously had a really good read on that because you saw the B player looking into the market entrance when PZ was trying to wrap around. So for Vertex, this has been a really impressive CT side. 6 rounds in a row for them. Aggression out from mid is going to come down to a one-on-one trade, but PZ with the AWP backed up from Brace is doing damage. This is even a chance for them to win out the half, Jay.
Indeed it is. Vexite in a 1 versus 4 gets 1 kill. Low HP PZ named to his angle will do a minimal amount of damage. Bomb out of his control up towards top mid. Tensei's backed up towards the ladder room. Should pick this up, try push it in towards site, but I don't think he's going to get much of an opportunity here. Bomb getting picked up. A minute to the clock. He's got time to work with, but needs to isolate these frags one by one.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. He's got a little bit of utility. Now, does he... As soon as he uses the util, if he does want to, it's going to give his, the information away straight up. Now, no one's actually on a quick rotate to B, so if he's able to deal with Tensei at this van position, this could be an open bomb plan for B and a chance into the round, but it's not going to happen. 8-7 Vertex are able to cinch the half victory away. We're going to head over to a short break. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back just after this.
I know I sound crazy to the ones who said, oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said, oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said, oh, I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said, oh, dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody. And you say you wanna be somebody.
Well, definitely a good showing from the VERTEX side to bring them back in this game. Got 7 in a row going out of their CT half. Now going up against Chiefs CT half. It's a great opportunity to see if this can make the difference here. The Fuse kit on the pistol round. Humongous with the smoke down, ready for the ninja setup. And a single flash smoke P250 for PZ over on the VERTEX camp. Fast into the apartments. Looking like another very quick B-pop to come out from pistols.
It certainly can be. Now, PC's out towards the T-spawn, so I don't know if this is a bit of a lurk smoke to come out for the Ts to maybe fake an A-site exi or something like that. It's actually a top connector smoke, so VERTEX might sort of change up their angle of approach, and well, they might certainly have to now. They're only down to 3 players, 2 opening kills going in the way of the USPs, and not a single point of damage has been done to this Chief side. VERTEX are completely falling apart now.
And that confidence exuberant from the VERTEX camp in the last half now seemingly disappeared here for the first round of the second half. Sat ready for the moment here. The T side have got themselves set up for what could be an A split at this moment in time. Currently being played away here from most of these pistols. Humongous is there on site, has Vexite down towards Dark. Good tap up to the head. That bomb's been dropped now. Vexite's got full dominion over the entire round. He drops in, Addict will get taken out. Last player to PZ. Vexite actually swings for his second kill in the round and an 8-all scoreline. Chiefs are able to equalize above the VERTEX side.
Very simple. Very, very simple coming out for the Chase. They got a really great 5-on-3 advantage, and from there, the duels just looked too easy, to say the least. VERTEX not being able to get a single point of damage up to the Chief side. And that's a way to maybe slow down a bit of momentum. We saw towards the late section of that first half that VERTEX really started coming to their own, making this second map as competitive as possible. Now, without any kills and without any bomb plant, it will mean that there is really no force potential on the cards here for the T side. So it's just going to be a Glock round, Jay. They do have a decoy, though.
VERTEX can get rifles out for the follow-up round if they're able to just quickly get this one over and done with. The bomb plant would be nice. Kind of surprised they don't go for a straight-up waterfall setup out over to the A-site play. Let's get for that bomb plant in the default positions or out to the apartments here on the B side. That'll also be a decent idea. A minute to the clock and the CTs have seen no resistance. VERTEX being very careful about this, where they take face and how they're going to take that contact is going to be a very carefully considered measure.
Maybe just swing out from top mid. I mean, they're taking their time now. The one thing I don't like in rounds like this is if teams really take a lot of time, it does open up the slight opportunity of a player going down after time, which is something you really don't want in a round where you've just got Glocks. It does look like the swing's going to come out from the mid position. A-pop gets away with 4K. No, it's only going to be 3. So finally, one trade comes out, but the Glocks only get away with 1 kill. You can't really expect too much more, but it did take a little bit of time to only achieve a little bit, Jay.
And Chiefs back in the lead here, 9-8 to the board. City side looking proficient. Carry that proficiency further forward at this moment here. The M4's out, the FAMAS is the SMG. In against the AKs of the VERTEX side, again with that save call being coming out from the T side, it does mean that the rifle buy will look much better for them in the gun round. Bit of money to fall back on there for the Chiefs, but not that much overall. VERTEX have definitely built up the hurt. Put even more hurt down range. Brace gets the opening kill. FAMAS back in for Zeph, going to try and hold the trade, but Addict will be there to swing out from the apps position very quickly to a 4-on-3. M4 falling away from the mid control. 2 will push out towards the A ramp area. And APOC does not know that there's bombs downstairs. I mean, he could be in with a decent chance to take this whole round. He can drop that kill, but Tensei's going to get Vexite over at the T-spawn. So now 2 standing for the CT side, and APOC Dud taking a lot of aggressive face now.
I'll tell you what, Chiefs are falling apart in this round, Jay. They had a double underpass play. They don't trade out evenly. They have a wraparound from Ramp getting aggressive. And even for PZ, I mean, it's certainly not an angle that you would normally check behind you that early into the round. But he checks behind. The aggression gets caught off. And now Apoc Dud's alone to this short position. Still got 3 players to find. The double swing comes out. And Vertex are able to find their 9th round. That was very, very nice indeed. They baited in the over-aggression to come out from the Chiefs. And 9-9, we seriously have a contest on our hands here on Mirage, which is so great to see because that was not the case at all in the first map of Vertigo.
It's surprising as well because, like, you know, consider that Vertigo was the Vertex picked. It was the map that they were able to defeat the Ground Zero side on, which is ultimately what got them here in this first place. And right now, they are holding contest on Mirage of all things, like Chiefs map pick, like... Doesn't make any logical sense. I mean, obviously, you know, a lot of Counter-Strike is very illogical, but that's a by the by point. The Vertex, obviously, it's a very positive showing for them to see if they can hold contest, especially on T side as well. No investment coming in from Chiefs in this next round up. Round 19 sees a bit of an awkward money line, so Chiefs going to play against that and try to then get rifles out in the follow-ups. The Eagles in, no Kevlar, no utility. There are a few upgrades here and there for Chiefs, but again, not a round you should expect them to win particularly easy.
Out to the mid control. The players trying to swing in from all different angles on the CT side to try and see if they can do as much damage as humanly possible. Vertex, though, should be able to just clean up this eco. Nade onto Vexite in towards the connector position. Has certainly done some damage. Just swing out and get a relatively strong timing. And Yam's starting to backstab as well. So for the Chiefs, if they can find one more kill here, I think they'll be happy with what they can achieve.
Ideally, 2 more kills to limit the buy-up state of the Vertex side, so be a great way in. Roffelco with the AK leaning out to the left of the stack. Sees Yam spray a bit awkward, but does come up with the kill in the end, so now 2 left. No one's on B site as well, which is where Vertex are executing towards. Molotov goes a little bit awry for them, so definitely not fantastic there, but doesn't matter. Zeph, the closest player in the mid window, dealt with by the likes of Roffelco and Humongous. 1v4, left with no chance.
Yeah, and left to actually give the lead up to the Vertex camp. Double digits, 10 on the board. You've got to think for Chiefs, like this could be a great time to take a bit of a tactical pause, realize, all right, guys, we were up 7-1. We got off to an absolute flying start on T-side of Mirage. It's now slowed down a lot. We're actually having a pretty big contest here. Yam picking up the secondary AWP. Obviously main AWPer for most of his career, right? I think back like towards the late stage where he was on Space Soldiers and Tainted Minds, he started getting a little bit more into a rifler kind of role, and I know that he picks it up from time to time when filling in for the Chiefs lineup, so a little bit interesting to see him picking up that secondary AWP.
Big green guns in for 2 players of the CT side, regardless who's got it in play. It's a slight one-up against the Vertex side, who have no AWPs at this moment. The AKs have been absolutely wonderful, though, so I don't expect it to be too much of a big worry and a big contention for the Vertex side. Got Brace on 20 points of health, taking an early leg shot from, I believe it was Apoc Dud that peeked in with that AWP. Humongous will be here to try and support him. Pistols out, knows that he's tagged. They get that 1-for-1 trade, so sacrificing that AWP of Apoc for only a single kill. Not sure that's going to be the right call, I think, for the Chiefs side.
Yeah, look, they'll probably be a little bit disappointed knowing that the early tag came through and they only got a 1-for-1 in that exchange rather than getting a man advantage is a little bit disappointing. Now, Tensai's been able to get into this ladder control, so if Vertex are able to open up this A bomb site, he could potentially try and do some damage in terms of trying to catch off rotations into the site execution. It's actually 3 players coming in from Palace.
Spray up, Pisa finds the frag. Roffelco turns on for a secondary kill. And Vexite and Yam, last 2 standing for the Chiefs side. Wraparounds come through a 2-prong attack. Looks to get towards the A site. The AWP watching here from short. And I believe Tensei did hear the scope up. The Vertex for the execution looking real good on it. Efficient, very few casualties taken in it. Yes, they are tagged up very heavily, so that could have been a very different scenario. But In the end, it should be an 11th for the Vertex side, and Chiefs really not holding the same sort of game that we expected them to. We had them written just to basically just dominate this second map as they did on Vertigo, but yeah, not expecting to see such a confident affair coming out from Vertex here.
Yeah, this is massively surprising to say the least. Yam even going to try and hold on to this AWP. Spam's coming through. Oh, that's so big. That is so big that he can't hold on to that AWP. Oh, that's fantastic. That is so great to see from the T side, and they'll realize how important that is. No chance for really any investment to follow into round 21, and the Chiefs have really bottled this second map of Mirage. Again, a 7-1 lead has now gone back to them in a deficit of 2 rounds and probably a deficit of 3.
You expect it at this stage with the eco coming through. The only main weapon they've got here is the Zeus Humongous, and against Rothfucker is going to go a bit too far forward. That range is a bit too much for a Zeus to land. They do get him to fall at least, so they can grab an AK, but at this stage it will be the main objective to save that AK here on Yam. Knowing that there's a T-side player probably lurking somewhere around us. They haven't checked the Palace position, so he's going to hear those footsteps, try and get those exit frags. They haven't checked Palace. Oh no. Spray on the AK player, that's what they wanted to get here. 2 more standing. They've seen both of them here towards the A-side positions. The bomb plant will be secured, and PZ needs to try and fall back. Apoc Dud has grabbed the AK. Now I'm going to try and force forward here. USP first out. So they do not get that kill. Apoc's left to hold on to his rifle. And that's the best they can get out of this round for Chiefs.
Even holding on to it could be a bit of a difficult challenge. We are seeing players going hunting over on this T side. So Apoc Dud, a chance for him to hold on to an AK. And 10 side, looks like right at the corner, and there it is. No save potential, no weapon to be brought forward. 12 on the board for Vertex. And I'll tell you what, like, you have a look at their MDL season, sort of towards like middle of the pack, top 8 position. They had some like really decent games. They had a close game this season against the Chiefs and Order as well. So Vertex is certainly a team that, especially in the best of 1 context, have been able to have some really close affairs. Maybe not so much in terms of best of 3s victories, but in map victories for sure. And I tell you what, like, they're actually setting themselves up to try and take Mirage. Chiefs really need to find a response. And what surprises me the most is a team with the experience of this caliber, how we have not seen more tech pauses from Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the deal is with that respect, but at least we are starting to see more of the matchup that we hoped for in this one, Dweg. And we talk a lot about Vertex's close map-ups against the Chiefs side, how they've gone to double, triple, and sometimes, you know, I think quadra overtimes against this side. AK's in against the double setup again, out for Yam and Apoc Dud. This time not aggressing that far forward for Apoc. Actually, I say that, and he's out Palace, ramp this time, as opposed to pushing forward to Palace. Very aggressive setups here from the CT side, and again, Vertex able to deal with it well by challenging that mid control. 2 players now to try and make their way in with a 3rd down and was underpass. And Yam and Vex, I have no idea they're about to get sandwiched. They do opt to back off and to passive positions.
Yeah, another really slow default coming out for the Vertex camp. Now, Yam's got a little bit of armor. It is a glass cannon AWP for Apoc Dud. Run boost comes out. AWP can't hit the flick, so they get the information that mid control is being retaken here for the T side. But Vertex are really taking their time. 30 seconds left on the clock. A potential of a split up through connector and a late lurk out from Palace.
Going to death set up here for the CT side. They are ready to receive this smoke up against Vexite. Will try siphon him off. Addict will get taken out first. Awkward spray. Vexite reacts a little bit too premature. There's still that right from the backline. Humongous will get dealt with by PZ. And Yam will find only 1 pick before being traded by Tensei. And mistakes being made on the Chiefs CT board. There needs to be a tactical pause from these guys right now, because it's not just in terms of tactics and team play. Like, they're getting out-firepowered by the Vertex camp.
Yeah, look, sloppy spray there coming out from Vexite. You saw him trying to push through the jungle smoke, and he got a really good timing. I mean, there were 3 players all not checking that angle, sort of looking in towards the side to clear it out. And this should not happen. This is I don't even like know how to put a word on it. Like, this we shouldn't be in a position where VERTEX are up 13-9 when Chiefs had such a great lead on Mirage. They're on a 5-map winning streak. A strong Mirage team, one of the strongest Mirage teams in all of OCE. And it seems like VERTEX have really come into their own. They're feeling really confident. We're seeing no tack pauses coming out for the Chiefs. It's another eco. This is a chance for VERTEX to go 14 rounds up. Like, it is a very unique play style on T side. It's probably one of the slowest styles of play I've seen in quite some time for an Australian team, but it's working.
It works, I guess, but at the same time, like, Chiefs should be putting up a whole lot more here. T-side plays into the mid-control. Chiefs only with pistols out in this current round, and you're kind of looking at this expecting it to be a you know, a 14-9, probably then with the rifles to come out from the Chiefs. I do hope when those rifles do come out, they get the tactical pauses in place. That way they can try and figure out how they're going to counteract, because there should be a lot more from Chiefs at this moment. But Vexite, 2 Deagle shots. Yam comes up against Brace as if they're going to lose so many rounds off the back of VERTEX getting ecos and rifles out. 4-on-2 situation, suddenly gained. AK now in play for Yam up towards the apartment's entrance. 20 seconds, bomb's been dropped and PZ goes down next. Yam makes it a 3K, and the Chiefs on an eco round are gonna win it. Of all the rounds to win, of all the rounds for Chiefs to win, it had to be the one where they had pistols and no Kevlar.
And if you could see my face right now, that is really a round that VERTEX should not be losing. Yeah, it is a gamble stack up to that B bomb site, but you expect the trades to come through. The Chiefs get away with a fantastic victory. They get themselves up to double digits, and maybe that's just what they needed, Jay. Maybe they just needed that one round to kickstart their campaign back into a comeback and sort of get some control. VERTEX going a little bit further aggressive this time around. We've seen some slow defaults from them. This time around, they're taking mid a lot earlier and forcing Zeph out of the window position, and not really too much of a contact being made here.
Yeah, VERTEX being given the mid control as opposed to Chiefs trying to take it away from them. The rifles in check, the AKs at the ready. Smokes down from the CT side, going to try and suppress for the moment. We've got Vexite playing passive in towards Sniper's Nest. We'll start to take a bit more of an aggressive lean, but for now, VERTEX being given all the room they need to work with. They can split in towards the A site, and with the bomb rotating around towards T-spawn, that looks to be the play here. They need that connected control though. Vexite will try throw Roffelco off. The smoke down will try and force them away, but nothing will be seen here.
Gets a bit of information too from the tag damage of that incendiary, and you've got to think for VERTEX, now knowing that Vexite's in window, it might sort of force them up through connector rather than boosting a player out. Execution into this A bomb side. 2 players still out from mid, but the entries have looked decent so far for the T side. Humongous has not been checked. Finally he does, and the kills keep trickling through. APOC Dud finds one on return in a 3 versus 3. Back in towards CT spawn. There's still a mid lurk out for VERTEX. This post plant looking pretty solid.
We heard those rotations as well, so now knows that all 3 CTs are coming in. PZ catches Zeph. Thought the body would have gotten in the way. But now 2 standing for the Chiefs side. Nades on, Incendiary's back there, trying to force his player out position. APOC lands that flick, but Tensei will get the trade, so it's all left to Yam. Sees him up towards Tetris, takes that fight, wins it out. No idea on Added. Diffuse kit in, smoke down. Can stick the full 5 seconds to be covered off here from this jungle peak. Added's got to spray through the boxes, and the bullets are going to miss. Yam's going to escape with it. Sneaked around from underneath the nose of VERTEX, and now 11 to the board of Chiefs. 2 rounds to the difference in the lead.
Yeah, look, I think VERTEX in that 2v1 could have played it a little bit tighter. They don't need to be a peak there from the Tetris position. You can just try and wait as much time as possible. I know that contact was made there from Yam, but it's all about trying to waste time, and especially that bomb not being planted open for the jungle area, planted open for ramp and connector, meant that for Addict, he had a really tough time of trying to get that spam through on the diffuser. Chiefs get away with 2 rounds in a row, Jay, where you look at it and think both of those rounds probably should have been going the way of the T side.
Yeah, with VERTEX's momentum, with their full control out, Suddenly things are looking a bit more awkward. That nade, that incendiary brace should fall, puts that smoke up immediately, but APOC dud. He's got such a good read on where these players are at. Tags up Ruffleco, can't take brace down on the flick. And eventually he gets that headshot through the wall, can't make it a secondary frag. But now they know mid-control is being contested and the Chiefs are putting up some resistance.
He's just the smoke king, the wallbang king, whatever it is, he does damage. And VERTEX have been able to at least find an opening out to the A bomb site from Tensai swinging out from Palace. So they have found a little bit of a response. Brace has picked up the AWP, very, very low at 9 points of health. And baited out a lot of utility too for the CT side. Oh, timing could be everything here. Has Addict heard Yam? I don't know if he knows about this. Yam's going to clear out B to say it's clear, but at the same time, they could maybe rotate this bomb to B, and this could be all shut down from Yam, and now we've seen the info.
Takes that first frag, turns around, point blank on Addict. He rushed down the position and gets dealt with for it. 2 now left for the VERTEX side. And PZ shut down by Humongous. 20 seconds of brace in the AWP, 1v4, and APOC Duds not letting him go any further. Wow. What a turnaround here from the Chiefs in the last few rounds. Coming alive on this CT side now with a real good chance to try and take control of the lead. Tactical pause for VERTEX as they realize they need to make an adjustment.
Yeah, look, that was probably one of the best rounds we've seen from Chiefs in a while, to say the least, Jay. Great utility towards the top of mid. We see the wall bang even coming out for APOC Dud. And then Yam getting a very, very aggressive play out from underpass, gets towards TV, gets 2 kills. And from there, VERTEX just fall apart, taking their second tack to just kind of have a few moments to sort of say, you know what, guys, we've still got the lead. We've been in control for the majority of this map after that initial lead through the first 8 rounds of the game. Down to the wire, round 26, here we come. Now, both economies are relatively low. There is still a little bit of money, so there isn't an instant reset potential for whoever loses this round, but it is going to make the difference, especially going into the later rounds of this second half.
Tags up against Brace super early again from the Chiefs side. Going to try and wear down that mid control. Forcing him to fall away. Addict. Move forward here. Underpass control this AK. Trying to establish some sort of contact here for VERTEX, but they've gone so much more passive off the back of losing all that damage early on.
To be fair, though, that's probably where they found the most success on their T-side rounds, is when they've gone for this slower mid-control in their defaults. Now, both teams on their CT side really have not looked to try and take control. We saw a couple of rounds of Addict getting aggressive in that top mid-smoke on the CT side when they were in their first half, but for the majority of first and second half on CT side, they've really just let the Ts get mid-control for free. Going back into the A-site execution, this could be a big position coming out from Humongous. They need to get a molly, or someone needs to check it on the entries for the Ts.
And for a sandwich, ready and waiting for Humongous. Molotov's down from the CT side. Smokes up. Tensai makes his way up. 2 players to line up. That's easy. Humongous and Vexite get those 2 frags found. Bomb dropped in the open. PZ comes up with 1 good kill, but Brace gets naded down. 15 seconds. Scope into the second, but Humongous blind fires. And Addict creeping up from connected. Needs to act right now. Caught off by Zeph. That gap at the right-hand side of the danger box. And the Chiefs square up against VERTEX 13-all. And ever since that eco victory for the Chiefs, VERTEX have looked completely rocked.
And a lot of the time, you normally see like a tack pause, and then it's like, okay, now we've seen like a refreshed team. They're going into a game plan for the next few rounds. But you're right. It seemed like as soon as they won that eco, things have turned around completely. These last couple of rounds have looked so much more convincing as well than the early ones did. Fast rush out to this A bomb site by the looks of things. This is incredibly quick coming out for the Ts, and it's the Tech9 to find the entry. Vexite now trying to peek out from CT. He might get overwhelmed because the aggression, it looks like it's coming out to CT spawn. He only finds 1.
Zeph gets to the trade. Pistols tapping up. Can't deny this bomb plant. PZ turns that Deagle on for a frag. So 2-on-2 situation. AK upgrade that flash bang. Just about gets the kill on Tensei. Incendiary down at the back line, leaving PZ alone. 8 points of health. Nade evaded on site. Yam able to shoulder bait in. Gets that shot off in the end to close out the round here for the Chiefs side. But with Pistols out alone, VERTEX getting a bomb plant and 3 kills. Leaves the economy in a little bit of an awkward state for the Chiefs side. They'll still have a buyback in the next one. The VERTEX can be happy with that last round. Heavy reinvestments coming through. They're going to need to work hard to reset the CTs.
And I don't know whether I should look at this as a positive or a negative, that Yam was the top fragger in the first map and now the top fragger again in the second. I mean, he's a coach, Jay. He has not played at like a player professional level in like a year now. Been coaching the Chiefs side for, I think, about 6 or 7 months, moving back over into the CS scene in Oceania. Had a bit of a rest, a bit of a retirement break. But he's come into this series and he's shown some class, there's no doubt about it. Around 28 and Chiefs have finally got the lead back. Apoc has been spotted out to that window position, so maybe a little bit risky if he wants to go for another repeat.
A great chance there for the tap up on the part of Brace to get that kill, but not able to do so. And back up out of the mid control once again here for the Chiefs side. Again, just going back to the standard side defenses because VERTEX struggling when it comes to entering into the site itself. Like the mid control and the default setups, those are where it goes fine, as you mentioned before. But when the hits come out, Chiefs are able to just like pick them apart. And they have good inklings on where this mid control is coming in. Vexite is pushing up from Connector, trying to look for some information back. The smoke will go down towards Connector jungle, but that's going to be the only smoke they can throw out here from the ramp position. Vexite is still keeping his eyes on. May have heard some footsteps. Definitely hearing that boost up. AWP, shoulder spotted, spray through. First frag goes the way of the CT side.
VERTEX are trying to fake an A-site execution to go and get some window control, and Vexite, he may even be in for a little bit more, Jay. I don't think there was a sound cue onto Brace, but he's got the read that he's there.
Rounds this corner, sees him, sprays through, expecting a bit more of a back passive angle from Brace, but in the end gets that frag anyway. Alex with a kill to open up the site, but Apoc dud there with 2 AWP picks, making it 3. Swinging out from the CT defensive and decimating everybody you can see on the T side line. 15-13. Match point for the Chiefs. 2 to overtime for VERTEX. They have done this before. To do it again would mean survival here in this second map.
And you've got to think too, I mean, we've mentioned it time and time again, that eco round, Jay, that's got to be playing on the minds of the VERTEX guys in this kind of situation to say, guys, that one round, we win it, we probably are on map point. You know, we've got to 14, we probably win out a rifle round. We're probably in the position where Chiefs are now. Around 29, fast out for mid-control, but look at Zeph, Jay. He drops that bomb and finds a couple of kills. What a start to come out for the Chiefs. They are so close now to being able to get this 2-0, especially with the tag coming into PZ.
Mate, Apoc has been looking more and more confident as the rounds have gone on in this second half. Tensei does get 2 frags to return, but the nade comes back down. The bomb has been dropped out towards the top mid entrance, so Adit can grab it. Try to push in towards a site alongside Tensei, who is also still left in play, but a 3-on-2. Only player tagged up for the CT side is Apoc at this moment. And the Chiefs playing on towards Connector, continue to push towards his mid position, expecting VERTEX to have continued for the mid control. They haven't done so this time. And Apoc, if he extends out far enough, could catch him before they make their way into the apartments, but as they move forward, then they realize quickly the Chiefs will not be able to do anything from this big control. Back to the site defensive is where they have to go, as VERTEX leaning into the B play.
It's going to be down to Yam if they go B, but no, it's going to be the underpass play. VERTEX don't really have a massive amount of time to work with, Jay. 2 players in CT, so for the Chiefs, they can honestly play retake. They can allow the bomb plan to go through if they want. Boost a player up into window. VERTEX, they need to get a move on. They need to try and clear out this A site.
Times are ticking, and it's probably been heard at this stage. M4 on site, spray. Thuzef gets it right, and Yam follows suit towards the short control, 16-13. A 2-0 for the Chiefs in this one. Didn't have themselves a pretty impressive series overall, but one I think that they can be very happy with on the VERTEX side, you know, especially in that second map. Again, to reiterate the points I was making in map 1, like to see them sort of get, 2-0'd in this matchup, it can't be too surprising for them, given the fact that, listen, they were a team that we had to lose in the open qualifiers. They're a team we had, to never make it to close. So the fact they made it this far already is an achievement in its own right. The fact they were able to go to 13-16 against the Chiefs, that's another pretty encouraging sign, I think.
Yeah, and look, look, I don't want to be too harsh on the Chiefs because, look, they did get a 2-0. This is a relatively new lineup. We have seen Humongous play for the Chiefs before. He's only recently joined back, coming over from Avant. They're playing with their coach too. So you've got to have realistic expectations when it comes to the Chiefs. But you've got to think, they're a favorite to try and get out of the closed qualifier and go into the main event. Now, honestly, yeah, they get the 2-0, but that Mirage was not looking clean at all. I think that they can be probably pretty disappointed. I think they need to go back to the drawing board. They got off to a really good start. I think they gave way too much control through. We didn't see any tactical pauses from them. And in all honesty, I think VERTEX probably could have taken it to a third map. We had like a 13 to sort of a 9 scoreline at one point of them taking the lead. They lost an eco, and from there, that's where Chiefs capitalized and made their point.
Yeah, I feel like if that eco had not come through, then we could have been on for like at least an overtime from VERTEX. Like they really had control that mid portion of the second half. So seeing them sort of lose off the back of that, and again, just to see like 7 rounds in a row go the way of the Chiefs side, like I feel like VERTEX had some really good opportunities to shut it down, but in the end, it is what it is, and it is a victory for the Chiefs side. And the VERTEX camp will still have their chance in the lower bracket. Again, double elimination for the closed qualifier. So, there's still going to be a second opportunity against the loser of our second best of 3 a little bit later on. In about an hour's time, we'll see Paradox taking on Rooster as our second match of the upper bracket matches. So do not go anywhere as we come back in about an hour's time for that second best of 3 of the day. As the IEM Beijing-Haidian closed qualifier for OCE will continue after the break.
With the right CPU, you can turn any game from familiar to phenomenal. Unleash the potential in all your gaming with Intel 10th Gen processors. With its optimal balance of threads, cores, and frequency to deliver elite real-world performance, only Intel can bring Marvel's Avengers to life with in-game PC optimizations. Supercharge your Marvel's Avengers experience with Intel Core i5, i7, and i9 processors.
On Intel Extreme Master Certified PCs, you'll find a gold badge. It means you'll find brilliance inside, that you'll get high-grade components like Intel Core i7 and i9 processors that'll deliver the uncompromised performance you need to game like a pro. Not to mention, every purchase supports the prize pool of Intel Extreme Masters. Intel, unleash your brilliance.
My name is Trace Saranthus. I am building a PC for Jordan Gilbert.
My goal was really to get something that was no compromise, super powerful, and ideally not built by Trace.
Yes, thank you so much, Jordan Gilbert. We don't make mistakes around here. We made happy accidents.
I get a booster seat here. Enter now for a chance to win one of 3 PCs built by me, Jason, or Trace.
Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out. Never fade out.
I've been working part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams out lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. Tell me everything's alright. Life is just a bunch of faces, and if it's not, we'll still be fine. I know we're going places. I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side. I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different. Under peach yellow skies, dreaming big and aiming high. Name the clouds passing by, wishing we run away. All we need is our passports, baby. Leave the rest in our troubled minds. Let us go down in laughter, baby. Trying to figure out what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know what we're after. Book a plane, fly away. We will never be the same. And as long as you are mine, come on and run away. We wanna run away. We don't need any reasons, baby. Leave it all for the faded hearts. I don't mind if they call us crazy, 'cause they don't understand what we're after. We're never heading back until we're older. We couldn't care no more, not any longer. Under peach yellow skies, we keep on searching, but we will never know.
And welcome back to the IEM Beijing-Haidian qualifiers. I did promise before we went to this extended break that we would have our second match of Paradox versus Rooster up on stream in about an hour's time, now set to start in 45 minutes. But now that match has officially been forfeit, as some of the more astute of you may have realized. ESIC, just within the last 10 minutes, issued bans to 2 players of the Roosters side, which means that they are unable to field a roster since those 2 players cannot compete in the IEM closed qualifier. Therefore, the default win goes the way of Paradox in this best of 3. Dweg.
Yes.
How do we process this whole thing? Like, how do we go about this?
Yeah, look, it's disappointing. You know, being a proud supporter of AUCS, it's something that I would hope to never have seen.